Good evening, welcome to Monday's Midlands Today from the BBC. First tonight, food banks under pressure as cash-strapped parents choose to go without food so they can afford to feed their children during the school summer holidays.
That's the harsh reality, according to a charity which provides groceries for families below the poverty line. The Black Country Food Bank is currently providing for around 2,500 children each year. Ben Godfrey has this report.
Kaylee is expecting her second child. She has a one-year-old daughter. But on a few occasions, the 19-year-old from Walsall says she hasn't had enough money to feed her.
You try your best, so you look everywhere you can just for help. It was mainly like milk and stuff like that, because you basically go down really fast on that. And like, because the baby needs milk.
You didn't have any money for milk?
Mm.
Kaylee's state benefits have more recently allowed her to buy in food, but it was the Black Country Food Bank that gave her a lifeline. From this church in Walsall, boxes of donated food are being sent out to dozens of local families every day, and the start of the summer holidays has become a crisis point.
Parents struggle over the summer because they're used to their children having at least one hot meal provided a day, and we know that there are a lot of parents who are going without food and starving themselves in order to just provide that one meal a day.
Some 40,000 children in the Black Country receive a free school meal. This food bank says local authorities should support parents when their children go home.
It's almost like we're dealing with a third world country, and we really need some kind of provision for those parents who cannot afford to feed their children.
The public body overseeing school meals told us that ultimately the responsibility for funding vulnerable families lies within the welfare system. Councils have very limited resources.
It was like tins and milk, juices and washing up powder and stuff like that. And you can actually stack up and you think, yeah, it's good, so went for more.
This is a shopping list of the hungry. Since last year, the number of people receiving vouchers for food has almost doubled to 7,000. Ben Godfrey, BBC Midlands Today, Walsall.
Well, joining us now is Anne Danks, Regional Development Officer for the Trussell Trust, a charity that specialises in tackling poverty. It's set up a significant number of food banks across the Midlands. Thanks for joining us, Anne. Do you see the school summer holidays as a crisis time?
We do really, because already we're finding that children are the most vulnerable people group that we're feeding all over the country, and particularly in the Midlands. So last year we fed 128,000 people in the UK, but 45,000 of those were children. And of course they're very reliant on parental income to meet that need, and we're finding actually that the majority of people coming to food bank projects for support are working parents.
Yeah,
so even
people
working
have a perception, don't they, that
yes.
it might be homeless people or something like that.
That's right, yes, or destitute asylum seekers. And of course we do feed homeless people, and we do feed asylum seekers, and we feed all sorts of people. But the shocking statistic is around the working families.
Yeah, and the figures are going up, are they?
They are, yes.
Quite markedly.
Yes, we doubled our figures this financial year from last, and already we're finding we're setting up more and more food bank projects, 2 or 3 a week we're setting up currently through the Trussell Trust. And so of course we're able to feed more people, but we're uncovering a lot of the hidden hunger at the heart of our community.
This is actually quite frightening, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, and it could happen to any one of us.
And there's a call for local authorities, isn't there, to step in perhaps with vouchers or help in some way to feed the children rather than leaving it to people themselves.
There are, and I think there are things local authorities can do. But I think one of the exciting things about food bank projects is that we are able to encourage community cohesion. So people from within the community are able to mobilise as volunteers, collect food from the community and feed people in their own community who are hungry.
Anne Danks, thanks very much indeed. Well, on BBC Hereford and Worcester tomorrow morning, Tony Fisher's mid-morning programme will be going to the Worcester Food Bank, where they say the pressure is on. That's from 9 o'clock.